Okay, so we're going to take a look at this landing page here, and there's a few ways that they could actually improve this. One, to make sure they attract the right audience, and two, so that they engage the audience and make sure that they convert them into students. So, to give you a comparison as well, I have another landing page we can take a look at that has already been optimized for one of our clients. So you can just see the difference. But first things first, you can see the name of the program here, so that's good. But as you may have not noticed, there's not really a visible call to action, or at least easily visible. And what I mean by call to action is, what is the main thing that they are wanting students or potential students to do? Usually that's apply. Sometimes it's to inquire for more information, book a visit, or maybe join like a virtual webinar or tour or something like that. You do eventually notice apply up here, but it blends in with the rest of the menu items, so it's not immediately noticeable. And once you start to scroll down the page, that toolbar completely disappears. So the main thing that they want their audience to do is not that apparent. And as I mentioned at the beginning, we've got the name of the program here, so at least it's obvious that when someone lands on the page that this is the program they're looking at. Image that's relevant to it could be a bit higher quality. It looks a little grainy. Could also include, instead of plants and just a hand, maybe students working or smiling, or someone who's completed the program, they're in a career and they look like they're satisfied doing something related to the career that they might get from this. But overall, it is relevant to the program name. But even down here, you see the program name again and again here. I have to scroll to read anything else. So the problem with that is you want people to immediately, like within 5 seconds or less, get a bit more information, not just the name of the program, but what is it for or what's the benefit. And I'll show you some examples here. One, you can see apply now, apply now. Those are very visible. They stand out. They don't blend in too much with the other items. They also have schedule a visit, which is what we would call their secondary call to action. It's not the ultimate goal of applying now, but it is an action that potential students can still take that eventually does lead to more people applying. So those are very visible. Nice job on that. And it has the name here of the program, but it also talks about why you might be interested in that program. When you graduate, a well-paying job you'll love is waiting for you. And then it talks about some other benefits here, and it reiterates accepting applications now. So it's just a bit more enticing with that information versus just the program name before you even get to scroll down. And there's a lot of text as you go down the page, which could be helpful, informational text, but I mean, are you going to read all of this text? Most likely not. Even a student very interested in the program might not read all of this text, at least not the first time they land on the page. So it's good to break up text with design elements, whether that's images or adjusting the fonts or graphic elements, things like that, breaking up the page just to make it more easier to read and more enticing. It does eventually get into why someone might be interested in the program. So kind of the success elements or the value there. Designed to develop entrepreneurial talent among students through a combination of traditional and online instruction. We'll have access to services provided by the Innovation Entrepreneurship Hub, which include the following. So here's some value add elements. Students completing their certificate program will acquire the necessary knowledge, skills, and experiences to help them become successful innovators and entrepreneurs. So that is kind of hidden way down here. Something like that should be higher up, just like you saw on this example page. And again, on this example, you can easily see some of those elements of success, like more reason that you would want to take this program here, and then even here, versus hiding that in all of this text here. And then it just jumps right into what the courses are, which is helpful information to have eventually, but that's where they leave you. There's no other reasons why someone might want to take this program, versus as you continue down this program page, we have alumni testimonials and pictures, so social proof, talking about the demand for the job or for people in that job position, more information that's helpful for them to understand what it's like to be in the program and some of the benefits they'll get from it. Some helpful tips. So just overcoming some potential objections or hurdles that students might have by going ahead and answering those questions or addressing those potential hurdles right off the bat on the landing page. And then also making it easy for them to know what to do next. So even though they already have the Apply Now button throughout the page, they want to provide a little bit more of insight into the process. So you don't wonder, what happens when I click this button? Am I going to have to talk to someone immediately? Am I going to wait a long time for an email? What does that look like? This answers those questions. Whereas if we go back to the landing page we're auditing, that's not even in here. And continuing down, there's a reminder that they can schedule a visit if they want to check out the campus and meet people in the program or at the university. And if they're not quite ready for an in-person visit or anything like that, they just want to learn more about the program, there's another option here where they can add their name and contact information to get this handy ebook. A guide for why surveying and geomatics is the best degree choice you haven't considered yet. So just one more way for them to find out helpful information about a topic they're interested in, plus the university can then get their information and then start emailing them or reaching out to them and just make sure they stay top of mind until that student either says no or yes. Again, a few reminders here, or if they're not ready, some alternatives so they can stay connected and get more information. Going back to our program page, again, it's just course information. So aside from this initial overview of the program, how many credits they'll get, more information about the certificate, that's it. So if I were a potential student going to this, I would still have some unanswered questions and not really sure what to do. Maybe I do want to apply, but again, that's not very obvious. It even disappears as I scroll down. I might eventually find it up here, but you don't want to just hope that people find the right button to click. You want to make sure it's obvious. And maybe I have questions and I'm not quite ready for something as committal as a visit. So is there something else I could do? Someone I could contact? I don't know. That's not on here. So again, in this program page example, you want to make sure you have a very clear call to action, and you also want to have a secondary call to action as an option for them to get more information if they're not quite ready to apply in this case. You also want to make sure it's very clear within 5 seconds or less once they land on the page and they don't have to scroll down. What is this program for? Beyond just the name, like what are some of the benefits? Why would I want to apply for this program? And then as you go through the page, not only providing helpful information like they do here, but you also want to make sure you provide some visuals, student testimonials, some social proof, things like that that help them visualize them succeeding in this program. And then, of course, reiterating more information about the program and other reasons why they might want to apply, or if they're not quite ready, other options, just like this one provides the SMS option and the ebook option as well.